Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu as-salamu ala Rasulihil Kareem. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man istanna bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. As promised, inshallah ta'ala, today we are finishing the Surah Al-Baqarah, the last three ayah of the Surah Al-Baqarah. And inshallah ta'ala, after these three ayah, we'll have like a quick summary, like what we have went through the Surah Al-Baqarah very quickly. And we'll try to understand the whole surah in one go. So yesterday we finished the ayah of the riba, the ayah related to the riba, and also we talked about the last two ayah that talks about the transaction, the halal transaction, the loan, and how to Allah give the guidelines to write down the loans and everything. Now these three ayahs is completely a different subject, as if like Allah is giving a summary of the whole Surah Al-Baqarah, and Allah start with lillahi ma fis samawati wal ard. As we inshallah ta'ala, a lot of brothers memorize this last three ayah of the Surah Al-Baqarah, because there is blessings and there is hadith related to that. The last two verse, if you read these two verse before you sleep, that is enough for the night. And because of these two verses, as we mentioned a few times, that there are very special verses, the very special ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give, according to the most of the major scholar, that when Rasulullah was in the Isra al-Miraj, that Allah give it from in the seventh heaven to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whole Quran, all of the Quran came down to Rasulullah through Jibreel alayhi salam. But in scholars say these two ayah of the Quran is a very special ayah that Allah has given as a gift to Rasulullah when he was in the Isra al-Miraj. But it doesn't mean that this is the two ayah when, because Rasulullah was Isra al-Miraj when he was in Makkah, it's the end life of Makkah. Before he went to Medina, he went to Isra al-Miraj. When his uncle passed away, Abu Talib, and then his wife Khadija radhiyallahu anha, she passed away. That year was a very grief year for Rasulullah. It was very sad for Rasulullah. And as a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah did Isra al-Miraj. Then Allah took him from the Makkah to the Baitul Maqdis, and from there he took it to the seventh heaven, where Rasulullah see all the things that Allah have shown him. And over there, the hadith mentioned that Allah give this two ayah, and later on, probably Allah sent the message to Rasulullah that these are the two ayah that will be the concluding part of Surah Al-Baqarah. And as we mentioned yesterday, the few ayahs before that were the ayah that is almost the finished ayah of the Quran. So in the lifetime of Rasulullah, before he passed away, these are the ayah revealed, and after that probably he was instructed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put these two ayah at the end of Surah Al-Baqarah as a summary of this one. Now this ayah, as you can see, Allah is saying that to Allah belongs everything. The heavens and the earth and everything, He is the owner of everything. And Allah is saying whatever you disclose in your heart, or whatever you have open in your heart, Allah knows everything. And Allah will hold you account for this, and then He forgives whom He wish, and He will punish whom He wish. And Allahu kulli shay'in qadir. Now, according to this ayah, there is some hadith, authentic hadith, in Musnad ibn Ahmad, that when this ayah was revealed, this is not the last two ayah, this is the last third ayah, you can know. When this ayah revealed, some of the Sahaba, they were very, very worried, and they became very sad. Why? Because Allah said, whatever in your heart, Allah will hold you account for this. And this is authentically narrated in the hadith. But there are differences of opinion in the scholars, why it's happened, why not. And some of the opinions say this ayah was abrogated. Meaning what? Allah is saying that whatever you have in your heart, Allah will take account of this. If that is the case, meaning, suppose I'm trying to do some harm to some brothers. I'm angry with him. I say, okay, I wish that I have a stone, I'm gonna throw it in his glass. This is my desire in my heart, because something happened with him, I don't like him. So even if I wish that in my heart, Allah will give me sin because I wish that. That's what that means. That's what the Sahaba understood. That, this is what's gonna happen. I haven't done the thing, I just have it in my heart. And if this is the case, the Sahaba came to Rasulullah, and in the hadith said, they came to Rasulullah and they kneeled down and said, Ya Rasulullah, how are we going to bear this ayah? Meaning, we did jihad, we did sadaqah, we did whatever you said we did, but our heart sometimes have bad things coming in our heart. But when we remember, something, I try to do something bad, what do? We say, no, we shouldn't do it, this is haram. And if I do it, I will be sinful, I shouldn't do it. Whatever comes in my heart, I, dormant this one, I control myself. So this is what the Sahaba said, But if I just wish something bad, and if Allah hold account this for me, it will be very much too much for us. How are we going to do this? Then Rasulullah said, no, are you talking the same way that the Bani Israel did? Whatever Allah said, you have to agree. Rasulullah told them, if Allah said this way, then you have to agree. But then some scholars said then the next two ayah revealed, and Allah said no. Because Sahaba and Rasulullah they believed in whatever revealed, so for them Allah will forgive. Allah will forgive them. Allah won't hold account for this one, for the people, for the believer and everything. And also in the last ayah also Allah make a big dua, as you all know, it's a dua, Rabbana la tu'akhizna, that Allah, if we forget or if we do something error, please forgive us. And Allah said in that hadith, Allah said, I have forgiven you. Meaning that, so some of the scholars interpreted the whole thing that, this ayah number 284 was abrogated, meaning it was like compensated with the ayah 285 and 286. That yes, initially Allah said that, but because of the believer, Allah said not to, Allah will forgive them, they won't hold account for this one. So this is, a lot of scholars have this opinion that, this ayah is one of the ayah that abrogated. In Surah Al-Baqarah, we read some ayah before that we had, those ayah were abrogated. Like if you remember that Allah said initially that, when a wife and husband, when the husband died, the wife should supposed to leave the husband's house for 1 year. So the husband's family should provide the provision for 1 year. But later on Allah said in the same Surah Al-Baqarah, no, it's 4 months. So the iddah is 4 months and 10 days. So after the husband passed away, she has to wait for 4 months and 10 days, and then she can go and get married or whatever she wants to do. But she is legalized the 4 months, 10 months. So that ayah was abrogated by that ayah. So some of the scholars said this ayah was abrogated by the last two verses of the Surah Al-Baqarah. Now this last two verses, as you all know, is a famous verse, and as most of the people have memorized this. Amana Rasulu bima unzila ilayhi rabbihim al-mu'minun. Rasulullah believed, Allah is saying. And remember this, just imagine the scene. As we all know, and most of the scholars say, these two ayah, Jibreel came. Rasulullah went up, and Allah, as if Allah is talking to Rasulullah. Allah is giving this ayah to Rasulullah. So Allah is saying to Rasulullah that, Rasul, Amana Rasulu. Rasulullah believed, and with him, the mu'min, they also believed. And what they believe? They believe on these things. Now imagine, why did Rasulullah has to believe? He is a Rasul. When he became 40 years old, and remember that this story that Ikra bismi rabbika allazi khalaq, he became a Rasul. So Rasul doesn't need to believe. So why the belief things comes here? Because he himself has to believe that he is a prophet. Remember the story that when he came back from the Hira from the first time, he was confused. He didn't know what's happening with him. That's why he told his wife Khadija anha, zammiluni, cover me up. And he was confused what's happening. And that's what Khadija did. She took him to his Waraq ibn Nafal, the wise man or wise cousin of her, and he explained to Rasulullah, the thing that came to you, that is Jibreel. That the same entity, the same angel came to Prophet Musa before. And also Waraka, informed him, give him the future thing that, your people will take you out from your land. They will make sure that you are not living. And Rasulullah was surprised. My people of Makkah, they all know me as Sadiq al-Amin. They all know me as a true person, a truthful person. How can they leave me? And then Waraka said, no, this is the tradition of the Rasul, that your people will turn you away from the land. And that's what happened, in after 10 or 11 years, the Rasulullah had to leave Makkah and he has to go Medina. So he has to believe on himself that this is the wahi from the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he became the prophet. Now his job is to spread the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then with that one, Allah said, with the Rasul in the same way, Allah said that the mu'min, they also believe. And this ayah has a lot of explanation. These are the two special ayah of the Quran. The scholars have written books on that. So one of the things the scholar mentioned, Allah put the same belief, the same action, the belief with Rasul and wal mu'minun. So Allah is including the mu'min with the Rasul. This is the honor for the mu'min. This is not special for Rasul. On the same sentence, Allah is bringing the mu'min also. And then Allah says kullun, and you all know the meaning of kullun, meaning everybody. So meaning Rasulullah and we the believer, and the same place now. So Allah giving us the honor, and this is Allah mentioned our name, mentioned the name of the believer in seventh heaven with the name of Rasulullah. So this is a great honor for the people who believe in these things. And what are the things? These are the fundamentals, as you all know, the 6 pillars of Iman. Amana Rasulu bima unzila ilayhi, kullun amana billahi wal malaikati wa kutubihi wa rusulihi la nufarriqu bayna ahadin min rusuli. So Allah talked about billahi, meaning believe in Allah, then believe in angel, then believe in the prophets. And then when he said believe in the prophets, he said we do not nufarriqu bayna ahadin min rusuli, meaning we don't distinguish any prophet. We don't say this prophet is good, this prophet is not good. This prophet was a Muslim, this prophet is not Muslim. Not like the Christian or the Jewish. They have some beliefs on some prophets and they don't believe on some other prophets or other Rasuls. So Allah mentioned them. And how the other two things, Iman has other two things, right? Other than these two, like, Allah, you have the angels, you have the books, and you have the Rasul. So you have four things. We have two more things. What is the two things? The Qadr and also the last day. So when Allah says, Samiyana wa atana. So what is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The believer saying, we hear and we obey. Meaning, whatever Allah is destined for us, the Qadr is mentioned in that way here. Whatever Allah has given to us, we believe. We listen and we believe. And also this means that the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever Allah mentioned in the Quran, we listen and we believe. And then Allah said, wa ilaykal masir, that everybody of you will come back to me. When we are going to come back to Him? In the judgment day. So this is how it's put through. All the fundamentals of the Iman and everything was put in this ayah. The last ayah, as you all know, that Allah is saying that, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa us'aha. And this sentence is mentioned in other surahs also few times. In the Quran, this sentence was mentioned 4 or 5 times. And it means that Allah hasn't given a burden to someone that they cannot bear out of His scope. What does it basically mean? Now if you go to some brother and say, brother, please come to masjid at Fajr. Please try to wake up in the Fajr. He says, no, it's too much burden for me. Allah doesn't give it to me. I can't handle it. It's not like that. It means that everybody has a potential. A person who is good engineer, Allah has given him potential to be a good engineer. A person who is good sportsman, Allah has given the potential to be a sportsman. And if Allah give you any test, if Allah give you any job to do, you have to go to the extreme of your potential. What are you doing with your ability that Allah given you? And this is the same thing we all believe. Like we are sitting here in Sydney city, alhamdulillah, everybody has food, everybody has car, everybody has house and everything, alhamdulillah. They are also Muslim in different parts of the world. They are thinking of what they're going to eat in the next, in the lunch today. They will go to work, they will, so their judgment is not the same as our judgment, because Allah doesn't give him that scope to think of something else. They are thinking of how I'm going to get the food for lunch today. I have to go to work. If it's raining today, I don't know whether I'm going to get work or not today. So that is their scope. And our scope is more than that. So what are you doing with your scope? That is what Allah mentioned here. That, I haven't given any test that you cannot say no. If we say no, the Fajr is too much difficult for me. I can't wake up. I have problem. No. If Allah made it law for us that 5-time prayers, that is possible for us. That's what it means. We can't say no, Islam has something that we cannot do it. Everything in Islam is possible by us, and that's what Allah given to us. In any time, in any nation, in any situation, in any country, if any law is valid by the scholar, the fuqaha and everything, that is possible, obviously, because Allah has protected us in that way. And this is why Allah said, I have given nothing but too much. And some scholars say, sometimes we talk about different hadiths. Rasulullah said, in this hadith, this is haram. This hadith says this is halal. This hadith says you cannot do this. And some people get questioned. Oh, hadith means what? Why did you get it from Bukhari? Did you get it from Muslim and this and this? Look, if Allah has protected the sunnah, this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, Allah wants us to follow the sunnah. That's why He protected the hadith. So, that is also the explanation. And scholar use this ayah that Allah said, if the hadith say this, and if the hadith is protected for last 1400 or 1200 years, since the Bukhari and since the time of the scholar, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Abu Hanif, Abu Shafi, all this, the scholar what have done, Allah has protected their job also. Allah wants us to follow that. That's why Allah given this to us. And then Allah said, Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina. Allah is saying that, the believer should make this dua at the end of the surah. What is the dua? Oh Allah, forgive us for forgetting. Forgetting is a very big thing in Islam. If you remember in this Quran, this is the last ayah. We are asking Allah, make sure we don't forget. If we forget, please forgive us. What did Adam did? And Adam and our mother Hawa, they were in the. We have this story in the Quran, in the Surah Al-Baqarah at the beginning. They forget. They didn't know. What did Allah said in Surah Al-Araf when Allah talked about this incident? The Adam and Eve and the Iblis. Allah talked that Adam forget. He forgot that Allah told him not to go near this tree, and then he listened to the waswas of shaitan. That's what happened. So that's why the forgetfulness is a great thing. We should not be, ask forgiveness for Allah, because sometimes it is genuinely we forget. Sometimes we are working and everything, and the Asr time passed or something, and we say, okay, how can I forget this one? So we ask Allah for forgiveness. And also Allah said, forget and also fall in error. So there are something that you genuinely forget, and there are sometimes you fall in error because of your laziness, or because you don't want to do it, you say, no, this is too much for me, I don't wanna, I have money and everything, but this year I don't want to go to Hajj. I have to take leaves and everything. I don't think this is too much for me. Maybe I'll go next time or next year. That is not forgiveness. That is, you are falling into error. So you asking forgiveness for that also. And then Allah says, Allah, don't give us burden like you have given burden to the previous nation. We have big stories in this surah, if you remember, like almost more than 100 ayahs about the Bani Israel. What happened with them? How Allah give them different tastes. And on the other hand, Allah give them a lot of blessing, lot of favors. They used to get food from the sky. The birds used to bring them manna and salwa. All these foods are coming to them from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they were walking, the cloud was shading them. As if like wherever they are going, Allah is shading them with the cloud. All this blessing they had, but still most of them rejected the law Sharia of that time. They didn't follow the Musa alayhi salam, and that's why they became one of the Zalimun. So Allah, we are saying, oh Allah, don't give us that kind of taste, the big taste that we cannot follow you. And then obviously Allah is saying, put are not us on the burden greater than we have a strength to bear. Also saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, don't give us something that we cannot bear. But Allah already answered that in the first lesson, Allah yukallifullahu nafsan illa us'aha. And then he said, wa'afu anna. And afu means that to forgive. The English language is pardon me. But pardon here, afu means you forgive someone with happiness. There's two kinds of forgiveness. Like if your daughter do something bad, you can forgive her, but you're still angry. Why did you do this? But because of the situation, maybe you have to forgive. But there is something called afu. Afu means you forgive and you forget also that thing. You are happy about that. Okay, that's fine. You've done it. You're a kid or something. I forgive you and I forget whatever you've done. So we are saying, oh Allah, afu anna. And then warhamna. Allah, be merciful to us. Show us the mercy. And then I was saying, have mercy on us and give us the strength to fight against the al-kafirin. Meaning, because you have to remember one thing, that the Muslim, this ayah when revealed, he is still not in Medina, as I've said. And the Muslim has a lot of battles to come in future. So they are asking, oh Allah, the disbelieving nation who are there, give us the strength so that we can fight against him. And also the scholar said this means that we don't make any error by forgetfulness or by laziness or anything, that we become a part of those group that Allah called them kafirun. So this is how Allah ends the Surah Al-Baqarah. Now very quickly, if you want to just go through the Surah Al-Baqarah, this surah begins with three types of people. First of all, Allah talked about the Quran. Alif Lam Mim, Zalikal Kitab La Rayba Fihi Hudan Lil Muttaqin. This is a book, no doubt, and this is for the Muttaqin. And then Allah talked about the people whose heart is sealed. They are the people of Kafirun. Then Allah talked about few hours about the Munafiqun. So three types of people: the Muttaqin, the people who believe in everything that Allah revealed, and every Rasul and everything, every books and everything. Then the people who is Kafirin, that Allah said they are finished. Their heart is sealed. They're not going to come back to the truth. And there are people, the munafiqun, that in the present inside Rasulullah at that time also, and they have munafiqun still today. But they pretend to be a Muslim. After these three type of people, Allah start the story of Adam and Eve and Iblis. So what happened there? And why did when we described the story, we said why Allah mentioned it here, just to give us an idea what happened with the first people, the first prophet, what happened with him, what happened with the shaitan and everything. And then after that, Allah started the story of Bani Israel. And just in the middle of the surah, because this is 286 ayah, in the middle of the surah, Allah talked about the story of the Ibrahim. How he, with his son Ismail, made the Kaaba. Because Ibrahim, if you think, he is the middle person. From him, Ismail and Ishaq. And from Ishaq is all other, the Jewish and the Christian comes from the Ismail and Ishaq, from the Ishaq side. And from Ishmael side comes Rasulullah sallallahu. So as if he is the middleman. And Allah mentioned this story in the middle. And in the middle ayah number 143, Allah said, Kazalika ja'alnakum ummatan wasata. I have made you the middle nation, or the best nation. As we mentioned before, the middle means the top of the things. He made us the middle nation, and right away Allah said that time, وَتَكُونُ shuhada, and you will be the witness for all other people. You Muslim, I have given you the honor, you are the best nation, but you have to be a witness. Meaning, people should see us and learn from us. And if we don't do this, then in the same ayah Allah said, Rasulullah will be witness against us. He will be bearing witness that, these people, I have given it the teaching, I have given it the Quran, I have given it everything, but they didn't follow that path. So that's in the middle of the ayah. And from the middle, if you divide the Surah Al-Baqarah, one half goes to the Bani Israel and the story of Adam alayhi salam. The other half talks about, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, people who believe, and then Allah gives different laws. Allah start with the halal food, if you remember that. Allah said, what is the albi? How you become a good Muslim. And then Allah talks about the salah, that salah is very equal to the iman. Then Allah talks about different laws about the marriage, the different laws about the qisas. The qisas means, if you remember, if in Islamic law, if someone kills other, you can forget the person who are accused, or you can give the blood money or everything. Then Allah talk about the laws of the divorce and everything. And at the end, Allah talked about the money. The best way to use your money is the sadaqah. Then talked about the riba, and Allah finished it with the halal loan transaction. And at the end, Allah bring this dua. So we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah has given us the opportunity to go through the Surah Al-Baqarah, whatever we could do. And Allah, please forgive us if anything mistakes happen from us, it is from us. And if anything good happen for all of us, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And thank you for all of you to attend all these 23 weeks, I think. And we have done it. Sometimes we miss the weeks, but inshallah ta'ala, Allah give us tawfiq to finish it. And we wish that after the Ramadan, we'll start with Al Imran, and we'll go through this and try to understand the surah. And I apologize, brother, one thing, because I said that today I'm going to arrange some breakfast for people who attend, but unfortunately my daughter was very sick last night, and me and my wife, we couldn't give time to do that. So I'm extremely sorry. And inshallah ta'ala, after Ramadan, if we get chance, we'll have a breakfast again before we start our journey in the Quran. So jazakallahu khair, subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.